Okay, guys, welcome back. Sorry about that. I lost my internet connection. I think we're just about done. I don't think we missed anything. I want to thank Gail and Brett for coming on. I think you guys heard what we all talked about, and hopefully we'll be going out tomorrow with Brett. One of the things is I want to apologize. I've been gone for the past four days now. I had the flu. I'm fine now. I think everybody in my family is gotten the flu now. My wife's sick right now, but we're all getting over it just fine. But that's where I've kind of been. I just hadn't been too motivated, but I did get out there today, and so did Brett, and Gail helped us out a lot too. So hopefully we can do something with this case and the other cases. All right. Speaking of other cases, we have case number 102, which is next on our list. I think we started on this case, Deborah, Rachel Cooke, but we lost audio or something again, right? Or did we get this one?
No, we did not get to this one. We lost audio toward the end of Ellion's case.
Okay. Rachel Cooke case was opened per request from Robin back of 8. That's August 13th, 2006. She's still missing. Deborah, can you give us the stats on this case?
Yes, I can, Brian.
Okay.
Rachel Cooke has been missing since January 10th, 2002 from Georgetown, Texas. Her date of birth is May 10th, 1982. She was 19 when she went missing, so she would actually be 26 right now. Yes, she would be 26 last month. Height 5'2", weight 110 to 120 pounds, Caucasian female, blonde hair, hazel eyes. She had auburn streaks in her hair. She has two heart-shaped cherries tattooed on her left shoulder and a black star tattooed on her left foot near her pinky toe. Multiple piercings in her ears and one in the upper cartilage. Her navel is also pierced. She was wearing a green sports bra, a gray shirt tied around her waist, gray shorts or sweatpants, and white sneakers.
Okay.
Now, she was actually home on her college break, visiting her parents. And she was visiting there in Georgetown, Texas, and she was a student at Mesa Junior College in San Diego, California.
Okay.
So on that day at approximately 8 a.m. in the morning was the last time she was seen when her mother was leaving for work. Rachel was still sleeping, but her mom saw her sleeping on the couch. She had a habit of running 4 miles a day
Mm-hmm.
in the morning, and she went to do that after her mother had left for work, and they believe that she started around 9:30 in the morning. She was also carrying a bright yellow Sony Walkman with headphones, and the last time that she was spotted was 11 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. near what they call Netch's Trail, which is 100 to 200 yards from the family home. She never returned to the home, and at approximately 3 o'clock, when her father came home, um, he couldn't find her that day. There was witnesses, and they told law enforcement that an unidentified male was driving a late model white or blue Chevrolet Camaro or Pontiac Trans Am with white or black stripes along the hood and the trunk in that same area that she was in. He was reportedly also speaking to another female jogger at the time, and this man is described as being in his late teens to early 20s with slicked back black hair, dark complected, and he may be Hispanic. Some witnesses report that there were two males inside that vehicle, and that vehicle traveled along Navajo Trail and turned southbound onto Natchez Trail. So, some of the witnesses are claiming there were actually two men in the car.
Okay.
Now, they're also searching for a white pickup truck that was seen in that area, and it may have a wide, dark colored stripe along the lower portion. And witnesses state that the sports car and the truck stopped along the road to speak to the jogger shortly before Cooke's disappearance. That would be that female jogger that they referred to.
Okay. Anything else?
And we do have a situation with this case where someone has confessed, but then they recanted that. And this person actually, it appears that they are guilty of murdering a young female in her home.
Okay.
But in August of 2006, Michael Keith Moore confessed to Rachel's murder, and he stated that he attacked her while she was jogging,
Mm-hmm.
knocked her unconscious, drove her somewhere and raped her, and then after murdering her, he wrapped her body in a tarp, weighted it with rocks, and threw it into Matagorda Bay. Moore has an extensive criminal history, and he spent most of his adult life in prison. His father stated that he began to get into trouble at about age 13, and most of his offenses involved sexual misconduct and or violence. And at the time that he confessed in Rachel's case, he was already in police custody because he was convicted of murdering a pregnant woman. That's the one that I mentioned, and there are articles on your case file for that.
Mm-hmm. I have one right now. I'm
Murder
looking
that
at
he
it.
committed. Correct.
Okay.
Okay, you've got it. He did recant it, and he pled not guilty in the end. And I'm not quite sure where that stands now. I haven't been able to find out. He stated that he was toying with the authorities when he confessed to killing Rachel, and then he got special treatment in prison for cooperating.
Okay.
So I'm not really sure what to make of this, as far as, if he were to be guilty or not. I don't know. I think it's really sick for someone to confess to a crime to get special treatment when they're in prison. I mean, that's just horrible. Um, but these things are quite upsetting and to begin with. So, some of these suspects and some of these criminals that you come across in cases or in actual real life.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you would think that some of the stuff doesn't make sense, but they do most anything.
Right. Okay. Let's go to the dreams then. The dream request was done on August 13th, 2006. Says she was taken at gunpoint by this man. He has a beard, is wearing a black T-shirt, and red baseball cap. Happened on Tiller Driveway. The name might be Terry. Um, the drawing of the person, supposedly Terry. Remember, guys, I'm just going off the dreams. The news reports are fine and dandy. I'm just going about what I have here. Then we'll maybe compare that to whatever. But I'm going off this first. The images, the drawings of this person, kind of make out what he looks like with a baseball cap, beard. The second drawing says he was driving a red Ford F-150 with Texas plates. Plate number has an R in it. The truck has new tire rims. Third drawing says that she was taken to a small trailer home some 7 miles from her house. There is a basketball hoop in the front yard. Police have been to this home before, and I'm misspelling there. He has a criminal record of DUI and assault charges. Okay, now that's all I have on that one. Does that make any sense with what's being reported at all?
It does. It could be that same person,
Okay.
even though his name is not listed as Terry.
Uh-huh.
And at this point, authorities believe that he did do it,
Okay.
but he did recant his confession. I'm giving you some.
What's the guy? Okay, the guy's in for how long right now? Life.
Yeah, that's what it looks like for murdering that pregnant woman
Okay.
in her home. I gave you a link
got
for
it.
a
Okay.
picture of them.
Okay.
I'll give
So
you a
why
link
why
for the
confess?
suspect.
Confessing to another murder is going to give him special privileges?
That's what he claims, that he toyed with authorities because it got him special privileges.
Okay. Well, that might be true, but that doesn't mean he did it.
No, it doesn't mean that he did
I mean,
it.
you're in prison for life. Anything will, you know, a pencil and paper could be special privileges. I mean, I'm saying you never know what goes on. I mean, okay, I got his picture.
I do have sketches of two sketches for the
I'm looking at that picture.
of the car.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you those now too.
I'm gonna. Okay, I got that one up. You know, a lot of people, on death row or in prison for life could say a lot of things, and they know that there's nothing they could really get on top of their original sentence. It could be an ego problem. They could actually, some people brag about killing people or what they've done. um, to maybe improve their reputation in prison. I don't know. Um, okay.
There's two suspect sketches. Suspects of the car,
Okay.
which would be the Camaro or the Trans Am.
Okay. So no Ford trucks.
It was stated that there was possibly a truck
Okay.
in addition to Camaro or Trans Am. Let me look back here.
Okay. And police are definitely sure that she's deceased.
I don't know that they can ever be completely sure unless they have found her
Mm-hmm.
remains, as with any other case. But
Well,
they
they obviously
they
know
have.
something they're not making public.
I think they always do know things that they don't make public, but they have operated under the assumption that she is no longer with us from very early on.
Okay.
There, it does state here that they are looking for information for a white pickup truck.
Okay. Okay. I've got that image there. And guys, if you're in the chat room, in the top left, or sorry, top right hand side of the chat, every case that we work on that we're discussing right now will always be up there. So this would be the second picture. Over, you guys, you can just click on that. It'll open to a new window, and you'll see exactly what we're talking about. And I'm updating this stuff in real time. So when we talk about something and links and stuff like that, when when I talk about that, I'll publish that. I'll push it right to the server, so you should be able to see it right away. Okay, Christina Moore. So the guy's sitting on 3 life sentences. So I guess you know if okay, you're sitting for 3 life sentences. You hate the police. Why not and just make him go on a wild goose chase too? I mean, there's always a possibility. You can toy with him all you want, knowing that nothing's going to happen to you.
Right,
He'll
it
he'll
can't
get
get any
his
worse for him.
he'll get his week or 2 weeks when they're treating him nicely, saying, hey, okay, this information, okay, and they could be toying with him all day long. It doesn't mean that he knows anything about this case. But yeah, I think the police have got to know some more. Usually in a case like this, police, if there was a crime scene or something like that, they would hold back a certain piece of evidence or something like that would never be released to the media until the case is solved, until somebody comes forward with a confession. And they would say, okay, well, what about this, whatever? And if they were able to come up with that, then they could say, okay, that guy is the only person that could have known about that. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Right,
They'll
unless
always hold something. They always hold something back from the media for that reason, saying, hey, I found, or hey, I, this certain, purse or certain item, real specific item that only the killer or somebody relating to that crime would know. I can't get this image to load, but I will try again. Okay, but I've got those two up there. Again, the only thing I can see is to redo this one. Um, this is going to happen with everything. So far, she went missing. When did you say, Deborah? I mean,
January 10th, 2002, I believe.
that's what I thought. Yeah, so 4 years before this was even opened. And really nothing new other than this guy in prison, right?
Correct. And yeah, things are not going to get any worse for him. He's never going to get out. He's sitting there
Right.
for the rest of his life.
Right.
He can do whatever he wants,
Sure.
and he can play authorities like they're puppets,
Right.
and toy with them. And I'm sure plenty of criminals do that.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that he actually did it. And I did read that they do feel that he did, but as far as convicting him of it and
Well,
coming
question.
up with the evidence, they haven't done that yet.
Okay. Why? Okay. So this what we're reading here is 3 years old. If if he's if he knows something, right? Why didn't
I
he
would
tell the
think if they
police? Why
had
didn't
it,
he say,
they would
hey,
have done
okay,
it already.
I did it. She's dead. Here's where she's at. Give me, sign something. Hey, I'll tell you where she's at. Just give me, coffee twice a week or something, or anything, any little privilege or something like that. But nothing's happened, right?
I would think after that amount of time too, if they did have
Right. You might as well just
some
tell him.
evidence, they would have taken care of it with him already.
Sure.
He would have been prosecuted and convicted, and that would be the end of it. So I would
Right.
think that they probably do not have as much as they need.
Right. Well, what I'm
If
saying is that if this guy had something, he would
let
have
them have it.
he would have told him. If he knew what would happen, why not just tell him at this point? I mean, obviously you're not going to get anything else out of the police. Um, so just tell him.
And that could be
I
a
don't know.
very valuable bargaining chip for him, like you said.
Yeah, but
Give me this or whatever
right, but it hasn't happened
in
in this long.
exchange.
Right, but it hasn't happened.
Nope.
That's why.
And it's
That's why
gone
I'm.
on quite a while too.
That's
And I
why
would
I'm
think
in.
if the authorities really had something, Brian, they would have nailed him already.
Okay, so let's
It's
just
been
say,
long enough.
let's just put it this way: this is not the guy, and let's just go on what I have up here. We might want to relook at this. I know back then we didn't do much investigation at all. I could see on 10/20/2006, I did not know how to respond to readers is dealing with psychic stuff. I think I've got a little bit better at that. If you see what I'm talking about in 10/20/2006. Um, but I think maybe we should research this one before I do anything else, um, and see what we can get. I guess get more
I
attention to the.
completely agree.
Okay.
Because if
Cool.
authorities had information, I really think it would have surfaced by now.
Okay.
I mean, don't you think? I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's been a
Definitely.
while.
Yeah. I don't see why hold out. Um, you mean you're gonna get what you can from the police. If you don't have any information, it's just like saying, I've got something, but I want this from you or whatever. But this was 3 years ago. If nothing's happened at this point, why not? I don't know. Personally, I don't think it's him, but you know, you do know that stuff like this he could be causing. If he didn't do this, he's doing a lot of harm because he's making a lot of people think that he did. Doing stuff like that prevents people from searching. I mean, it's already like, okay, well, um, he did it. So why keep searching? Why keep looking for anybody else? And the person that if somebody else did this, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm relieved. Depending on this guy, cool. Or this guy may be covering up for somebody. I don't know. I don't know. But I do know that people are found all the time, um, in not the circumstances that people think. Okay.
Well, I do agree that they're probably not looking as much as they should because they think that he did it. Because it is stated that the authorities really think that he did it.
Okay. Back then,
Regardless
though,
of
in
him.
2006, that's what the article said.
Right.
Okay, that's 2006. And I wonder if we asked them now. I wonder what they think. Do you really think he did it, but he hasn't said anything else? I mean, why not? I mean, what do you got to lose? I don't know. With serial killers, I'm not saying he's a serial killer, but a lot of these people think, take pride in this kind of stuff. In a sick way, but they take pride and want credit for what they do. Um,
Well, if he's killed before, I mean, how many murders does, how many does there have to be to make it a serial killer?
I don't know.
He's already a convicted
I don't know.
murderer.
They're
He killed a pregnant woman
yeah.
in home.
I don't know.